Hey, this is KashCash, and just as a heads up, this is originally the first KashCast that was live streamed. But we had a couple technical issues that were bound, and hopefully they'll be squashed for the next podcast. This also means that there will be a little bit of cutting in order to have things make more sense for you, the listener. But honestly, this is just a great episode in general with a great guy, so don't sweat too much. Next time, this will all be squashed. I don't know if we're going to have more live stream podcasts, but whatever. Just enjoy the episode and read Villainverse. Love and peace, and enjoy the show. Hello. Okay, so this is another episode after an eon of the KashCast. I'm KashCash, obviously, and who are you?
Oh, I am a Cheesymanfredo, infamous Cheesymanfredo. That's me in this podcast for the first time with Cash, a longtime friend of the show. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good actually. I'm definitely exhausted. I can tell you this much.
Really?
Yes. Due to like a couple of circumstances, I've actually been like cooped up here, where I'm living since last March, honestly. But like, it's not all fun and games. Like, it's still kind of like painful to try to like still like have like the motivation. But I feel like lately, especially after cameoing in Tomb Raider Tariq's newest video, cough cough hint hint.
Intent.
But for real, I feel like especially lately I've had like a bit of no, a bit more energy to try to like really um just go into stuff. But
Mhm.
at least for me, I want to like, since I'm definitely not on like Pan's level where I'd be able to like seamlessly um be able to like do both art and video related stuff and have them like intersect. With me it's just more of like a balancing act on like doing art stuff and doing video stuff.
I mean, yeah, you're still in school, right?
Yeah, by the time I wrap up my spring semester, I'll be completely done with college actually.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, I fucking dropped out like years ago because
Damn.
fuck school.
Yeah. My God, like I got like some stories. Like you probably like saw my probably saw my tweets like a while back, but I had a really nasty statistics professor, and on top of that, financial aid was basically giving me and my mom to run around saying um that like they needed more forms and more forms. And then they just like confess like, oops, turns out you're out financial aid. Tough luck, nigga.
Oh my, I love when that happens. Oh fuck!
uh,
Every time you're not the only one of my friends who has been fucked over by just constantly filling out forms, and they're all like, "Oops, never mind." Am I right? Jesus
damn.
Christ! Yeah, it's just fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I haven't been to fucking college in a fucking fat minute. All I've been doing is just my art and a couple of day jobs. But But I think this is better for me right here. I don't really I don't know. Everything like I think I learned everything I need to from college, and I was like, okay, cool, I got everything I need, and then I just dipped. I could have like maybe gotten associates if I stayed one more year, but
That's the fucking power move, honestly.
nah.
For me, like truthfully, I'm not even in an art major, which is definitely annoying because like everyone I've talked to, like since I was a kid, it was like, yeah, like you're a drawer guy, you gotta be in this shit. But my
Oh
folks are like,
yeah.
nah, you ain't doing this.
Oh,
Originally, I was supposed to be. Oh, you were gonna say?
no, no, I was just gonna be like, no, I can relate to that. That's what I was gonna say. Go on.
Oh yeah. Like originally, when it comes to me, like in high school, I was in like a CCNA program, which was like a college level like networking course they had like over the course of 3 years. And it was it was tough, but it was rewarding and I did like get used to it. Like that's what pays when you have like a good professor and shit. Like I was able to like learn about like IP addresses and shit. I remember
Oh,
at one point I was like doing shit with routers and all that. I was able to make I could even go from scratch. But when I got to my first college, which I don't know if I can say the name, but curiously, not only did Joji go there, but I actually shared a class with Sonic Fox, believe it or not.
oh
uh,
damn. Did you
yeah.
did you and Sonic Fox become close or nah?
Nah, I was too scared, but, like, honestly, like, I think I was, like, the only one in the class, like, also, like, kinda, like, respected her space and shit. 'Cause, like, the people next to me, like the white kids, they were just like, "Oh, shout me out on your stream or whatever," but I'm like, "Yeah, they're
Why?
just a regular person," like
Yeah, shout out to I seen I remember one of my friends guest on
Yeah,
another guest on another podcast I was on one time, and
uh-huh.
he gave a shout out to like one of their private servers, like, yeah, shout out to so and so chat, and it's like, what the fuck? And I mean, I could have done that to my like private server, but I don't know. I want to keep things on the down low.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Yeah, yeah, shout out to Steve from physics, bro. He's the guy. Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. If I remember, I'd probably do it as a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So oh, yeah, college. So, like, when I was in
Name and address withheld.
yeah, oops, I doxed myself.
ah, shit,
Whatever.
fuck. Anyway, whatever. What happened?
But yeah, basically, like, every class was, like, great, like, except for the major where, like, I was just, like, thrust into, like, coding with, like this is gonna sound fucked up, but I had, like, 2 really strict, really mean Russian professors for my classes, MATLAB and Java, and MATLAB was fucked up because, like, um, it's like the coding language is, like, based like, it resembles, like, math, but it also isn't math, like, you can't use math logic, and,
Mhm.
like, we had to, like, do the shit by hand, like, on paper. Like,
Jesus.
imagine learning a coding language by paper, like, that's, like, fucking big brain shit. Ugh,
Yeah, that
and
must have been really fucking annoying.
yeah, and, like, the job professor, intentionally or otherwise, he ended up, like, blowing my grades up, like, right on the board, so, like, everyone, like, saw how much I was, like, tanking. Like, I didn't really appreciate that. Like, I
Yeah.
legit, like, no friends. I didn't need that to be solidified.
What the fuck was the point? Was it some weird like, oh yeah, like if I punish you hard enough, you'll do better kind of bullshit?
Basically, because
Jesus Christ.
I was, like, so behind and still expected to catch up, and, like, even though I had, like, a really amazing and patient tutor, it did not help. I had to drop out.
Damn, that's some fucking bullshit.
And now I'm, like, in human services where, like, I tried, but there was, like, no way. Like, cultural shit, like, there's no way, I could be able to get into, like, an actual art major, so human services, which, not gonna lie, it is rewarding. I definitely learned a lot about, like, emotions, just, like, psychology.
Mhm.
For a while, I was actually, like doing intern work at a community center for a day hab that was like taking care of like autistic individuals and like elderly individuals, like people with like mental conditions, and it was
Right.
honestly like really rewarding. The people were, like really nice. um Ironically, it with one of the coworkers who had suggested to me to link up with Tariq and all the people when I told her I wanted to do YouTube. But then like all of them were like genuinely supportive of like, because like they knew that I was like an artist, and now like they're basically like, yeah, we love having you here, but like we know where your heart lies, and like we want you to like pursue your dream. And that
That's nice
honestly,
of them.
yeah, like super nice people, honestly. I would have loved to like properly depart with them. Now, I remember the day, because I was going to my boss and I was like, yo, I have this like great idea to get like everyone involved in in like the computer lab, because like I basically like made that my own job, and it just like was fire because it was reinforcing a lot of academic concepts. All I had to do was get some ISOs from like all the shit that we probably played in computer class, and because I know that shit in the back of my hand. Archive.org was like my godsend. And I was like going to my boss, and I was like, hey, I can just like put these on a projector, and then we can just get like everyone involved. And she was like, oh, great, we'll do it tomorrow. And then I wake up that very next day, and that's when COVID got to the point where no one was going
Yeah.
outside.
Oh, great. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was my last semester too. I didn't even get to properly say goodbye. Like I was genuinely heartbroken.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's some fucking shit right there.
yeah, real messed up.
Fuck. What was it gonna? What were you majoring? What were you majoring in? I don't think you told me.
Yeah, human services.
Oh, okay.
Just
Wait,
like
were you?
guidance counselor and social worker and shit.
Oh, wait, but were you majoring in something else before that, or
Oh, before,
because you said you
like,
were like in some sort of was it a computer class or something?
yeah, networking.
Mm.
So I think I think the major at NYT was like computer engineering. Yeah, I think that was it. And because I thought that was like the closest thing, because apparently when I had like, they like took me to visit, and like I felt like I was hot shit because I was only in high school, and I was like schooling these niggas who were in like
Yeah.
CCNA 1, because it is like a college level course they were teaching us in high school. But then I get dropped into fucking MATLAB, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
Yeah.
I still think that's like surreal, because like around that time, when Joji was still Filthy Frank, I remember one of his videos. He was legit in like one like the lounge areas. Like, what the fuck? I know that area.
Oh my god. I get that. I get that same feeling of like watching, what you just said, like, oh, watching like a popular YouTuber or something film something in where you live, and you're like, oh, I
Yeah,
recognize all those places they're at, right? For
yeah,
example, are you aware of Mega 64?
yeah. Of course, I know Mega 64.
Yeah, so I live in the same city they live in.
Oh, that's fire!
Yeah, so
Damn.
like every time they're like out and about, like in public, I'm like, holy shit, I recognize all those places.
Wow.
And then I feel kind of bad because I'm like, damn, I wish, God, how come they're never doing that bullshit when I'm around there?
Yeah.
'Cause I would just kill to see them like just out like filming something, right?
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be. Oh my god, it would be a dream. It would be a dream to be like to be in a Mega 64 video eventually. I fucking love that. I fucking shit myself.
I think in the closest like R sphere, when where I was working, I was close to Atlantic Avenue. Like I probably like crossed there on a daily basis to get lunch. And I think a while ago, like I saw someone post that there was like a knock for it sticker like on like that little like train thing. And I'm like, oh shit, that'd be fire if I got like a picture of that, just added Jim, and then throw in a hit.
Yeah. Did,
It'd be
did,
like,
did you get a picture of the sticker?
I wish. I fucking wish it was someone else who did. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I passed on a regular basis. I'm so
Oh my
mad.
god.
All right.
What was gonna?
So,
Yep. You got any questions for me, my guy?
You know what? Yeah. I've actually been familiar with your stuff for a while.
Mhm.
You might actually might you laugh at this honestly,
Okay.
but I
All right.
remember like a couple like a long while ago, maybe like a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was down to clown, so I was like lurking on ACO, but then like I saw someone posting like Bongo Louie, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This is actually really good. So I went like found your shit through there, and then like seeing you like on Pan's cast, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Yeah, you know what? The ACO was probably me to TBH.
Oh my
I
god.
I had yeah, I used to like when I was younger, I would kind of not specifically with Bongo and Luna. The people in the audience don't know Bongo and Luna is my former webcomic.
Uh-huh.
But I used to like just go on like 4chan on any thread where I feel like I could slip in like my clown girls and be like, oh, here you go, guys. I mean, like, you know, it's kind of like this because it's. I mean, the logic is like, oh, if someone thinks it's cute, they're gonna like look it up, right? And like, like it worked, right? Like it worked with you, right?
Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, this is like a very time intensive joke, but like immediately was that a fucking
Oh yeah, that was a
honk?
that was it. No, that wasn't me though. That wasn't. I didn't honk. That was a car outside.
uh,
I can't find my horn because I lost it while I moved it. Well, I didn't
uh,
lose it, but like it's somewhere in my closet somewhere.
damn. No, I was just about to say, it's fucking nuts that like I posted the tweet to the stream, and then like I'm about to put my nigga on blast, but then like immediately after on the timeline, like Veritas Joe, one of my cartoon community friends, tweet out, I guess I think clowns are attractive now, and that just fits so much.
Oh my god! Yep. Yeah, that's
Man,
got him. Got the, all according
down
to
to
fucking
cloud.
all according to fucking plan.
All right,
Jesus.
but I do want to like maybe like pitch like the story thing that I've been slowly trying to like build up for
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah for a while, like I want to say like some form, like the main OC I have Saki I've had like since like high school in some form. It's only been now, of course, I've been able to like do more characters, which I am proud of, but I'm like also like, damn, I could have been drawing backgrounds by now. Shit.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is. I mean,
Yeah.
depending what you do, like for the longest time, oh, ignore the ice cream truck in the back. But
Nah,
for
it's
the
fun here.
yeah, but for the longest time, yeah, like if you read Bongo and Luna, there isn't any fucking backgrounds there. Only when like it's crucial to what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I guess it's like fine to cheese it. Actually, I don't even know what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do? You're trying to get to animation, right?
Yeah.
Word. Jesus. Okay, I think that ice cream truck literally stopped in front of my fucking house because I could still
God
hear it.
damn.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
I'm
Yeah.
surprised we're even still running those. Like, I don't
Yeah,
get
me
them
too.
around my house.
It's I don't know. I don't know what's there. There isn't enough fucking stimulus money going around to stop these fucking ice cream trucks from trying to make money.
Literal cold hard cash.
I fucking I fucking
Uh,
hate it. But yeah, you're trying to what are you trying to get into animation, right? Like
well, specifically, um, I guess I'm torn between like a character designer or no, like a storyboard artist, but I'm way more lean to character design because I have no fucking idea how to use Storyboard Pro. I still can't draw full bodies consistently. Like shit.
damn, damn. Yeah, might want to work on that.
Yeah.
um, But no, it's fine. I never use Storyboard Pro. I mean, I'm not really trying to get into animation. Like, I mean, it'd be cool if that happened. But
Right, right.
right now, I'm like just fine with just doing comics, right? Which is kind of like storyboarding.
Yeah, yeah. I remember like around like last summer, and I was like trying to like really like go all in with all that stuff. They said that there was like a lot of like overlap between the two. So like
Mm-hmm.
you would probably be like easier to transition that than me.
Probably. No offense, but probably.
Not
um,
taken. I ain't got shit.
um, I actually did. I mean, when I was before I did comics, I wanted to do movies, so I would storyboard like all the little short films I made, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't too hard. There's like a lot of good books about like cinematography with storyboarding
Mm-hmm.
that you could read. That I would check them out all the time when I was younger from the library.
Oh,
So like,
lit.
yeah, it helps out like a lot. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to have like an animation based on one of my comics,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But as of right now, I'm just focusing on comics. Oh god.
That's completely fair.
Hmm.
Um
Hmm.
oh yeah, yeah. I actually want to like segue into like more like OC and art talk a bit later on.
Hmm.
But for now, um I actually be interested. Let's talk like general like animation for a sec. Like I want to like
Hmm.
lowball it because like I don't want to like go all super niche on you. So I just want to get um like it doesn't just have to be like the stuff that's like hot now, but
Oh,
like I guess in terms of
you
like
were wondering what
yeah
cartoons do I watch?
yeah, what have you watched? What have you heard of?
um, let's see. I actually don't watch that. Okay. This
Oh,
might be a
you're a
little bit.
normie.
Yeah, I'm a fucking normie. I'm a cartoon normie. Excuse. I only watch the cartoons are the greatest cartoon YouTuber Pan Pizza ever recommends. Okay, so you know I don't.
uh,
um, no, you know what? I think recently I did find out how much cartoons I haven't seen because do you remember it was floating around on Twitter for a bit.
uh-huh.
Do you remember someone made a tier list of like all the cartoon moms and it was like over 500 cartoon moms. Did you see this?
I was just talking about this with my friends in Black Duke community. Shit is nuts, okay?
Okay, all
Like
right, wait
I don't
here.
get it. Like yeah, you go first. You go first.
Okay, that tier list was created in my private server.
What the
Yes,
fuck?
my friends.
Woo!
I helped out a little bit on it, but it was mostly my friend. Shout out at Sporktownhero on Twitter. Go follow her. She's a great artist. But she's like she was like the head of this plan, right? Because they were having. I wasn't in this voice chat. I was like busy. But they told me
Uh,
that they told me the story was that they were in a voice chat and they were talking about like I think they were talking about whatever happened to Robot Jones, right? And
uh-huh.
someone brought up Robot Jones' mom, and then someone brought up like Jake Long's mom from American Dragon, and they're all like, "Hey, I wonder if there's like a tier list for like cartoon moms." And they found one, but it only had 20, and they're like, "What the fuck? This is unacceptable." So they spent like almost like 5 hours like collecting
Oh
as
my
many
god.
cartoon moms as they could think of, right? And like I popped in because I didn't know this was going on. I would look at in the chat server and I just see them posting pictures of cartoon moms, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I jump in. I jump in and they tell me like, "Oh, name a cartoon mom," and I'm like, and I just named a couple, trying to think of ones they haven't thought of yet, right? And um, there was a couple I brought into the mold. Like the one that I specifically brought up was the mom from Xavier Renegade Angel. She's on that list because of me.
That is a deep cut. Oh my god.
Oh, I mean, I love that show. I like rewatch it all the time.
I really gotta like sit down to absorb it, but I've seen a bunch of it in clips and it's hilarious.
You gotta at least watch it. Like every episode is like around 10 minutes, so it's not too much time. Like you're probably I think you could watch the whole series in under 2 hours, maybe.
Lit.
It's not too long, but that being said, like sometimes you have to rewatch a couple episodes to fully get it because they talk so fast and the wordplay is like so like clever that like I always catch something new every time I rewatch it. Like, oh shit, I didn't realize that they said this shit. Yeah, it's a very interesting show. It also, I love playing it on the background when I like. Here's the thing. Like, I don't watch too many cartoons because I'm just too busy like drawing. If I want to watch a cartoon, I have to kind of sit down and like focus on it. And I can only ever play cartoons that I have already like seen all the way through, right? Or like nowadays I like kind of like play anime in the background that I've already like read all the manga of, you know. But I love going on AdultSwim.com and playing that the Venture Bros stream where they just play the whole series in a loop, right?
Yeah,
I just let that like play in the background. Oh yeah, I think I mostly fuck with like Adult Swim shows. Maybe, I mean, I don't know.
that's valid, honestly. Like home movies. Like I remember. Oh wait, like I'm getting a bit sidetracked. So I'll talk about this, then I'll go back to the mom shit.
All right.
So I think I was like, me and Adult Swim have like weird history because I remember when I was like really young, I have like vague memories of like turning on my TV at like fucking like 2 a.m. and like not realizing that like, oh shit, there's like a different channel now. And I think I probably like stumbled on like minutes of like maybe like the original Mobile Suit Gundam and Fooly Cooly. And probably like a bit of fucking like Awkward Teen. And you see, the thing is with Gundam is that like unless you actually know the shit, you have like no idea what you could have seen for like 2 minutes when you were like 6 years old.
No, I feel that. Isn't there like 5 million Gundam series?
Yeah, exactly. And that's not like just counting the shit that like aired on fucking like a Toonami and Adult Swim. Like shit's nuts. But I really didn't get into like Adult Swim proper until like 7th grade, when like so much of their shit was just like on demand, and that's how I got to like see like Harvey Birdman, Aqua Teen, but like home movies, I fucked with like from the jump. Like I just like because like a lot of people in the to to borrow a term from my friend Benzi, the Toon Space. They try to say that like if a show has like a bad art style, it's bad. Which I mean, I do get like animation, art, visual medium. And all
I mean,
that,
if it literally hurts your fucking eyes to see, right? And like I can only ever think. I think there's like only like maybe 1 or 2 shows that really fucking hurt your eyes. But
Problem Solvers.
Yeah, Problem Solvers, and I can't think of another one. But besides that, wait, what were you saying? I think I interrupted you.
No, it's cool. But like my all I'm saying is that I know like this shit is like a visual medium, but like at the same time, what in my opinion, what constitutes as like good is you know, kind of iffy. Like the main thing I like about like art is that like it's an artist's unique vision of how they see the world and how they're putting on the paper. So sometimes I can't really like call something bad. No, something can still be good on a technical level, even if it doesn't like adhere to what we expected.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I really agree with that.
There's just like shows that I'm not gonna say they're winning any awards in animation or art style, but like they do what they have to, and like with other aspects in the quote unquote pillar with like writing and voice acting, you know, I still enjoy it. Like Captain Mikey isn't gonna be on the same level as Motor City, but I love them both.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
No, I get you.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that Kappa Mikey reboot. That one needs to happen.
It's such a good concept.
Now that all animators are like weebs now, it's kind of like, well, why not? You know, like that makes the most perfect fucking sense, really.
Yeah, like fucking Kiana Mai, like just did a picture of that on stream where it's a hypothetical Captain Mikey reboot, and Mikey just looks like fucking CalArts.
Oh yeah, that's so. Oh, I love that. I felt like that's like the most appropriate use of CalArts. It just makes so much sense. I was talking to some of my friends, and we were saying like if they do like, I don't know if I specifically would want a Captain Mikey reboot. I would probably want something with the same idea. I think what would work if there was like a CalArts kid and he goes to like an anime high school, right? And it'd be kind of like a pseudo harem because just all the anime girls just love him because it's just like for some reason just like the CalArts looks like they're attracted to him, and then there could be some sort of weird kind of like, I don't know, maybe running joke about, oh yeah, this is like a high school for like protagonist or something, or for like superpowers or just any kind of weird anime like bullshit, you know. But I think it could work like in today's like day and age. Like we don't even have to really worry about kids like not getting anime references because like every other streaming service has like the majority of popular animes, so it's not like kids aren't gonna get it, right?
I think for me, when it comes to the obligatory shit that I'll be referencing, I would kind of. It just depends on if kids don't know how to pirate, honestly. Because this is what I hate. And again, sidetrack. I'm still gonna get to the mom shit, but like, I find it annoying because like a lot of stuff that like I'm kind of like an anti-gatekeeper. Like I want people to be into my shit, but when it comes to anime, it's so hard because like a lot of the shit, it's just like not officially streaming, and I don't get it because like my cousin, like no shade, but she's not gonna fucking watch this.
Yeah, true.
So like she's like the age she is, she would have been like in that golden age of Toonami, like late 90s, early 2000s when the shit's like everywhere. Okay.
Right.
So like for you to like not know how to fucking pirate or like not want to venture outside what Crunchyroll is offering, like what the fuck? Okay. I can't like show like Bobobo or Ghost Stories. Like she's never seen Cowboy Bebop. It's been on Adult Swim for almost as long as I've been alive. You got no excuse.
Okay, you know what? Don't shit on your sister too much because I haven't seen it either.
You know what? No, that's fair. Like I
like,
get,
look, I'll watch it. Like there's like a long list of like, oh yeah, you gotta watch these animes, cheesy. Oh yeah, you gotta watch these cartoons. No, I'll watch them. I just like I'm busy. Like, come on, guys. The Villainverse ain't gonna fucking write itself, guys. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm busy with like a bunch of other shit right now, but I do want to watch these eventually, right? Like I'll do it. Like don't worry. Cowboy Bebop ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I think like what the part that frustrates me the most with my cousin is that like Crunchyroll brainwashed her. Like she prefers subs to an egregious level, and I'm like, bitch, you grew up on Toonami. Like I was telling her about like I think like 2017 April Fools. Like they had like a whole night where they're showing like almost everything sub. They missed a huge opportunity not showing Dragon Ball Super sub because that would have made like all the fucking normies like that would have fucking hilarious. But then I'm like telling her like after the fact, and I'm like, oh no, it was only for one night, and they're like, oh, I would have watched. But I'm like, they have said multiple times, even on air, they don't air subs because normies don't tune into that. This was just not only an experiment, but just to prove their point. Unless you were a diehard, niggas weren't watching it. Like you grew up with this shit, you know how it goes. Come on.
Yeah, true that. I flip flop between like subs and dubs. When I'm focusing on something, I'll watch it with a sub. But if it just playing in the background, like for example, I'm pretty up to date on the entirety of the JoJo manga, right? So I can just play that in the background dub, and I could just be half paying attention, you know, right?
Yeah.
Just fill up the space. I don't know because it's like what the fuck you got time for, you know? There's like 50 other fucking million shows that aren't even cartoons that are like the zeitgeist for like a week, right? And it's all like, oh yeah, well now I gotta watch Tiger King because everyone's talking about it now, right?
Oh man,
it's just fucking. It's like it's an overwhelming like amount of fucking content, to be honest, right? And like now that like there's like streaming services are kind of like releasing episodes like if they were on TV, like like The Mandalorian is like released weekly, right? It's kind of like yeah, it kind of, I feel like it encourages this whole like, oh yeah, why not? Because it's not like they dumped the whole thing out, fuck. Kind of forgot. I kind of can't remember where I'm going with this point. Anyway, yeah. Do you wanna go back to talking about moms or?
Oh yeah. Just to say for anime for like a brief thing, I completely stopped trying to keep up with, like modern shit. I'm a fucking boomer in a zoomer's body. Like for a fucking project that I'm working on for next month that I'm hoping that I can get out. Like I'm fucking watching episodes of Die Guard and Nande Yusuko or however the fuck you pronounce that shit. Niggas not talking about that shit nowadays.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
But for moms, so we gotta talk about this list.
Okay.
So first off, and this is gonna like pain me personally, but I'm just like highly upset that Ida Clawthorne like isn't on the list. Like they got everyone else I like, but not Ida.
Wait, isn't? Oh wait, well, Ida isn't. She's from Owl House, right?
Yeah.
But she's more like, she's not really a mom, right? She's more like a mentor, right?
Yeah. I know she's not a mom in the literal sense, but like
like I don't know. There could look there's a perfect opportunity for like a pseudo mom list or something,
Right.
Like, who's your favorite pseudo cartoon mom? Like I don't know if you take it up with a Sporktownhero. They're on Twitter. Just at them. They'll respond back. I promise you. They ain't too busy. But,
oh my god!
if you have any complaints about the moms list, I only was maybe 0.1 helping it really, and the real head honcho is a Sporktownhero. You just talk to her if you got any complaints.
I just followed her.
Oh, good. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, follow her. She's a good artist. Y'all dig her.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, follow Sporktownhero on Twitter.
Oh yeah, go ahead, follow her. If you like the mom list, I don't know if she's gonna make any other list because this was just in the heat of a moment kind of thing, Yeah, I remember when we finished it. I DM'd it to Pan Pizza, and I'm yeah, because I told him hey, so fucking friends in my server spent 5 hours making this list. And he's like, "What the fuck?" You were kind of freaking out at how much fucking moms are on this list, right? And then he made the tweet about it, right? And and you can see Sporktownhero. She's in the comments of that tweet too. And I think that's what cascade a little bit. Now every other person in the kind of I'm not a part of the YouTube cartoon community. I'm just kind of tangentially related, I guess. But
yeah.
But yeah, I was hearing everyone was talking about it. Then even yesterday, I think Saber Sparks was live streaming himself doing the list, right? And he got, I think he got too drunk and he had to stop because he was also
too drunk. Oh my god,
that's what they told me. Because every time someone big retweets the list or something or talks about it, one of the chats in the server has become the designated mom tier list chat, right? And that's where they're talking about it, oh my god, they're talking about it, so and so, blah blah blah. Oh, we're gonna get my other friend to live stream, blah blah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. It's like history almost is being made. Oh god. But yeah, that's how much as I'm involved with the list. To be honest, it just happened in my server. I was busy with other shit. But yeah.
I cannot believe it's such a small world,
It is. You're right.
Yeah,
it is it's very fucking small world. Every other motherfucker knows every other motherfucker. that reminds me when I watched there was like a couple months ago when I was like not binging, but I was watching a handful of the of Tunerific's videos, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw you cameo a couple times, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second, I know that guy. I'm like, wait a second, I know that guy. Like, hold up.
Thank you for watching. This is
Of
gonna
course.
be like a nuts um story to say like officially on stream. But when Tariq had his last crossover with everyone, the Mike Luanog video,
Hmm.
that's when I was really trying. I wanted to like make cartoon reviewers for years, like since high school, but like
Right.
like I I didn't have the setup, I didn't have the know-how, but I had the
Uh-huh.
aspiration, but I needed the push. But then Tariq like said like a line there, where he was like, reasons why this might be the last collab, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get my foot in the door. So I fucking speed ran the shit in order to get in, and hey, I reached the goal. So like, the sky's the limit at this rate.
No, I get that. Like, cause fuck, dude. I mean, like, yeah, you were also in the Proud Family video, which was like one of his more popular. Well, isn't that like his most popular video?
Wait, I'm in the Proud Family video?
Wait, aren't you? Or am I thinking of another video?
No, no. I'm in
Oh,
Invaded.
oh, okay.
I had to ask myself, oh my god.
Wait, am I? I gotta
Uh,
I gotta fucking keep track of every one of my fucking cameos.
yeah. So so Invaded was like a whole thing that okay, so in order. So it had probably not in order. This is on top of my head. So we had Kevin Ostrich Vox, D'Angelo Hadsoff Media, Mr. Nostalgia, me, Tariq, and we had Super D
Mhm.
do like a little bit of drawing for Plush Media at the end. It
Oh
was all
yeah,
like a really nice. uh,
I'm aware of Super D.
yeah, he's like amazing. Like, it's ironic because, and this is um
What?
this
What?
is, no, this is gonna sound fucked up, but like
Okay.
the same way that I found you like through like image board lurking, like I found like his stuff like Life of Kurami. But then I'm like, what the fuck? This guy is like super nice and his shit's wholesome. So I just like I just like kept up with him through that. And then just like popping in through like the people I'm currently at. I'm like, oh shit. Like it's D. It's the guy.
That I think I did find out about Life with Kuromi comics through 4chan too, and
Yeah.
then it wasn't until like I don't think I didn't get any real kind of like tangential like attention to myself until I was on Twitter, and then on Twitter I
Uh-huh.
like noticed that every other one of my mutuals was following Super D, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually I don't even know if I follow Super D. Um,
Oops.
oh wait, do I follow Super D? I can't remember. Sometimes like I have this weird like do you ever feel like, oh well, I'm part of the cartoon YouTube community. You should follow me, LOL. Like do you ever get that feeling with like other people?
Honestly, like I'm at a point where I'm like kind of chill. Like I feel like people know of me. I still want to get like a bigger push to like networking myself to people like outside like my current like homegrown little like subsection of Black cartoon community.
Right.
But I think like other people, like Leah Toon Ruins, shout out by the way, she's nice.
Shout
Um
out.
yeah, peeps like Leah, Nintendo. I know like Johnny Two Cells like followed me like today. Um so
They
yeah, like they're all like real nice people. I'm just trying to network. If anything, uh I'm more afraid of like actually like into people like following me because like I don't draw news often. I
mhm.
make fucking like cartoon reviews, which I feel like depending on the person, sometimes I feel like into people like have like a very like contemptuous like look down upon relationship, with
Yeah,
cartoon videos. I'm like, no, we're not like the people making 2-hour long videos of my Steven Universe is hot garbage. Please.
I think everyone who's ever made one of those is probably guaranteed not a job in the industry.
Yeah.
Not like not because not because like it's bad to not to dislike Steven Universe, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's a weird ass like precedent. Like
Yeah.
the industry, just like every other community, people know each other, people talk to each other, so they're gonna like be like,
Right.
"Yo, that guy did this long ass video." That person called Rebecca Sugar a fascist, and I'm friends with her, so Jesus Christ. But
yeah.
fuck,
Don't pull Luke if you catch my drift.
yeah, don't fucking never go full Luke. But that being said, no, I guess I was asking like I get this like petty feeling in me because I know like a lot of like I'm aware of a lot of people who also make comics and are kind of popular on that like Twitter art scene, and then I'm like, oh, I make comics, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm tangentially popular, but I I'm like, you make comics, I make comics, you should follow me, like
Hey,
logic in my head,
here's the link to my comic, and
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
poofs into your hand like a magician.
Yeah, but I guess it's not the case. Whatever, really, but it's how it is. Ah, shit.
Like speaking of, like okay, so Oscript Ultimatum. Do you want to like talk more about like Twitter / cartoon community stuff, or do you want to like go into like talk about like OCs and like you're eventually segueing to your current comic? We can do either or both.
I guess we can talk about OCs first.
Okay, lit. So I mean, you're the guy who like literally just like makes them like a drop of a hat. Like I really like saw you having some adoptables up like quite recently.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So how about like you go first? Like first off, for anyone in the audience who may not know, what is Villainverse?
Oh, Villainverse is my newest comic series, and by newest, it's like 4 chapters in, but it's basically like it's like a black and white comic, and it's this like wacky series about bunch of space villains all fighting each other because they all want to be labeled as like the number one most evilest villain in the world. I mean, not in the universe, right?
Right.
Meanwhile, the number one most evilest villain has like a giant elaborate plan, a fucking 4D chess style plan that we're gonna be seeing like laid out throughout the series, right?
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like everyone's fighting to become number one. Meanwhile, number one is doing like all these things that are creating ripples to everybody else, right? So everyone's just reacting to all of his actions because he's like the most evilest, and also like at this point, the most powerful like thing in the universe, right?
Yeah.
And he's like this, yeah, and you can read the series for free on Tumblr. I plan to eventually have the whole series free to read online because I don't
Okay.
like from what I heard, like just having it free to read doesn't put a damper on like money really. Because like sure, there's people who want to read it like digitally, but like there's still a good sizable amount of people who want physical copies. People just love like
Right.
physical things, and I mean, I think especially now that we're closer to like like you know how streaming has overtaken like wanting to buy DVDs. Well, like there's like kind of like a like it's convenient, but it's kind of like a monkey's palm, because it's like you don't own these movies you like to watch, right? So
Yeah.
like it's what's going to slowly happen is that people are going to be encouraged to get more physical stuff, right? More once these things become harsher and harsher to
Right.
like actually own, like people are going to want physical things. So physical media is always going to have its audience. It's just you need to find a better way to like distribute it out for people, right? Which
Yeah.
is why I don't mind like Villainverse being free to read, but yeah, you can read it for free. It has like its own Tumblr. At the moment, it's on Tumblr. I plan to like get an actual website eventually once I have more income. But
Oh, that's lit.
but yeah, that's where you can read it. It's just wacky space villain. It's violent. It's basically like if anyone's seen the show Super Jail, I love Super Jail by the way.
Ah, lit.
It has the same energy, and I love it every time, like when people tell me, like, because a lot of people don't know that a big inspiration for Villainverse was Super Jail, and a lot of people tell me like, "Yo, this feels like an Adult Swim show. It feels like Super Jail," and I'm like, "Yes, that's on purpose." I want people to like when they read Villainverse say like, "Whoa, this feels like Super Jail," because like people like just like in Super Jail, like every other scene, someone's getting fucking killed, right? That's Villainverse does that. Like in every other like scene, like someone just gets fucking murdered or eviscerated, right?
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, that happens a lot in fucking Villainverse, and I just fucking I just love that shit. And
Okay.
yeah, so that's what I'm currently working on right now. Check it out, fucking check it out. You know what? Speaking on this is like a tangent, but speaking on like when we're talking about animation and like whatnot. But
Yeah.
you heard of the Adult Swim stream development meeting, right?
Oh, of course. Oh wait,
Yeah.
are we gonna bring up Pan?
Sure, we can. No, but the thing is that I'm a big fan of that stream, right? Like I've been watching
Yeah.
it for almost like a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
Um, because like I find like the way like all the advice they give on that show is like very like I think it's very useful. I think it's beyond just like getting something animated. I think it's just very useful in like just creating anything, right?
Right.
That being said, my second thing with watching the show is I'm trying to understand the meta game of how to get like a pitch picked up, you know. And
Right.
I think I figured out the code. I think I cracked the code, and I was gonna make a YouTube video about it, right? Talking about how to get like your own Adult Swim show, right? Using development meeting. But what fucking sucks is that development meeting got fucking canceled. So
Yeah, all the streams got nixed.
yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah,
The
I was more of a I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, just that like a lot of people like felt that. Like I'm more of a Toonami pre-flight guy, obviously, and like, that got fucking nixed. Like right before, I think it was like right after we did like a whole like tier list to decide what the next marathon was gonna be, and I'm like, God damn. And you literally can't like live on like on Twitch or something. Like it feels like so cruel. Like let go of, like a
It,
bunch of people.
it does, and it's like it's just that fucking. It's besides like COVID, but that's just how the fucking businesses and shit like that work. I hate it. It's annoying. I
Hmm.
like capitalism, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that it's yeah because it's kind of like they're losing money and they're like, okay, what are like small things we could fucking like give up, right? Oh, these streams, just fucking just end them, just end the fucking streams. It's not like we're filming or making any shows at the moment currently, right?
Yeah.
But then again, it's not like the development meeting stream was really picking up shows. I think it only ever picked up. I think it mostly picked up like script deals. It did that
Hmm.
like twice, and from I think a two years and a half that show has been running, and it's only ever picked up like script deals twice. And one time it picked up like it didn't pick up, but they got very interested in like a pilot for something,
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about developing that into a full series, right? And that's like mostly behind the door, like shit they can't really say, but like I feel like it might become a series, which then like gives me hope that it's like, oh yeah, well the development meetings were just fucking like them jerking themselves off. They were really looking for
Yeah.
fucking yeah, yeah,
Right.
and they posted that pilot. They didn't pick it up technically, like, but they became very interested in it. And the pilot is called the Skeleton Landlord, which was posted on the Adult Swim YouTube channel. You should check it out. And it's actually
I've
really
never heard of it. Like
heard of
that's shocking.
yeah, Skeleton Land. Like if you watch the Skeleton Landlord video on the Adult Swim YouTube channel,
Uh-huh.
it opens with like development meeting selection in front of it, right? And here's like and if you go back and you watch like when they in the live stream they like because they still have all the live stream episodes on YouTube, well not all of them but they have like the majority of them. when
Yeah.
they started live streaming on YouTube because they used to just live stream on adultswim.com. When they started
Yeah.
live streaming on YouTube, they still have all those videos up there so you can still go back and watch old episodes. But
Oh, lit.
Skeleton Landlord, and I was talking about when this got pitched on development meeting, like
Uh-huh.
they showed him like the pilot of what they had, and they couldn't stop watching it. Like they just kept wanting to watch it, but they're all like, "Oh, this is really fucking good. I just want to watch the rest of this." And they're all like, you know what? Like just come back like next week. But we're very fucking interested in this. We're gonna fucking email you about it."
And I don't know if I can pull this off, but if we end up going back to talking about the mom tier list, we probably have something live. I really do wanna like drag one of my YouTube friends in, and we can just like talk about this shit because they're literally talking about it. It's such perfect timing.
If you want, like, I don't know what I can tell you. I was part of the project, but I wasn't as massive as my other friends were doing it.
Nah, it's more like we could just like talk shit and just like do like a bit of tier list live. You know, if you're down for that, I mean,
yeah, sure, why not? Whatever.
all right.
I'm down for whatever.
Okay. But talk a little more about like Adult Swim.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like that's a really interesting. Like, of course, like when I think about Adult Swim pilot, I think of Smiling Friends. But I'm like very surprised that like I haven't heard anyone talk about Skeleton Landlord. That's definitely in my watch later list.
That's well, it's very I don't know, it's very kind of like development meeting isn't, I don't know which is like the most popular stream. I assume it might be like the podcast ones are probably the more popular ones, but development meeting isn't that well known. Oh yeah, so anyway, oh, we could talk about Pan Pizza going on the development meeting stream.
Yeah, I definitely saw that stream.
Okay, yeah, because it was here's the thing, because like Pan only, okay, so like you might have, if you watch the stream, so Pan Pizza went on the development meeting stream, right? And if you watch it, something that's kind of obvious is that he was kind of underprepared.
Right.
Well, I mean, the big reason why is because that it was that very day that he found out that Gendy Tartakovsky was going to be on the stream, right?
Right.
And that's what really pushed him to want to like pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think mostly because he just wanted to talk to Gendy. That's about it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know if you read Loki IRL.
I've heard of it. One of my friends is really super into it. I gotta set aside the time to do it myself.
Oh, I've been I read like every like little soft reboot he made of Loki IRL. And up until like in the last one I was giving him like a lot of advice on what to do, right? When it came to like specifically like action scenes. You know, I'm not meant to brag, but I feel like I'm pretty decent at drawing action scenes.
Oh, definitely. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
like your ink style in general. It's like really nice to look at.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah, but okay, so here's the thing. I was his kind of like his ringside coach while he was doing this. Like, because he DM'd me first. He was like, he's kind of like, hey, tell me what you think about this like pitch package. And I'm like, I skimmed it. I should have probably looked at it a lot better. I feel kind of bad that I didn't really take too much time to look at it. I kind of skimmed it. I'm like, oh, this looks fine. And I'm like, because I guess because in the back of in my head I was thinking like, oh yeah, Pam will just explain this. He won't have trouble explaining things. And like, whoops, my bad. Yeah, but that being said, that yeah, like Pan Peaks was like gonna pitch his show Loki IRL, and he pitched it, and he really fumbled a lot, but it's very funny to watch. And I think the best quote that was given was that was the Gendy quote that he told that after Pan got like kind of booted off.
Right.
Gendy said this amazing ass quote about like Pan's pitch, where he's all like, so because Pan was kind of just talking about the world. He didn't really talk about like the story or like the character's dynamic or whatnot. You know, like if your show is going to be episodic, it really hinders on how well the dynamics are in the show, right?
Right.
And he didn't really mention any of that. He didn't really talk. Like at one point, they asked him like, "Oh, can you go for an episode?" And all he said was like, "Oh, there's a comic." Damn, I don't know why my audio is so low. You know, it's very annoying. You know. It's I hope next time won't be so bad.
Go get it done. Yeah.
And you can hear my beautiful voice. Actually, if you want to hear my beautiful voice, I have my own podcast YouTube channel called the Cheesycast, which you could go over to youtube.com, search up the Cheesycast, and I have a whole series where I interview like different like internet artists and personas, right? And it's great. You can have a ball just watching that. And I also have a bunch of like different podcasts where I talk about movies. I kind of just do whatever the fuck I want on the Cheesycast channel, you know. just throw shit to the fan, see what sticks, right? Yeah, it's a fucking ball. Don't forget to check out the Cheesy channel. Also, the Cheesycast. Also, even though Bongo and Luna is on like permanent hiatus, you should still check it out because I think it's incredibly okay. I think it's an incredibly okay comic that I made, and it's great and it's amazing, and that's on Webtoons. And what else was I gonna say?
I'm officially back.
Okay, you're back. Cool, because I spent like the last minute and a half just shilling my stuff.
Oh no, that's completely fine because I was gonna give you your own space to do that anyway. Because no, you deserved it. Like you're making like all this shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for saving my ass.
No, it's fine.
You know the folks be sometimes.
No, I get you. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, it's hard to like. Every other person is making a podcast, so everyone has like their own fucking little makeshift like space. They gotta fucking share with everybody, you know.
Yeah, and you know what pains me is that I did like tell them in advance specifically so it wouldn't happen, and then it did.
Yep. Yeah, that's fucking family for you, right? Jesus Christ.
But so like we were on the topic of quote unquote pitches. Oh yeah.
And his pitch.
Yeah.
It's what was the last thing you remember me saying?
Last thing I remember, you were leaving on a quote that Gendy was gonna say.
Oh yeah, so Gendy described the Pan Peaks' pitch as like it's like trying to sell someone on Finding Nemo and saying that it's about the ocean.
Oh,
right. Which is like yeah, because Pan was just too preoccupied with like the world, you know. Like this is like a couple of things that like we talked about like afterwards because I kind of like gave him like the down low of like what he kind of did wrong and what he needs to do like better, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think like Loki IRL is like all right. I see like a lot of potential in the comic.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's like ready to like pitch as like a cartoon. Even right now, I feel like the dynamic like you haven't read it, but
no.
I guess to be clear, it's like I just would want the dynamic to be a lot better between like the two main characters or a lot stronger. Like I don't think there's like enough of that in the comic.
Right.
Like whatever. Maybe in the next one, Pan's always like soft rebooting Loki RL every time, so whatever.
Now, to be honest, like if we're talking about pitches, like I actually wanted like quote unquote like pitch an idea that I'm slowly trying to do. If you're interested, that is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, I obviously don't have like many material, so obviously, this is just gonna be like bullshitted. And if I can like find links to like some images that I've done, then I'll just like post that. No, so like you can see.
Yeah.
So like on top of my head, I guess I'd be calling it like blank slate. You know,
okay.
So the whole thing is like a very like a very like okay. So you know how a lot of stories like take place in your future, but they're like the whole thing. It's all like minty and glossy and chrome, just like a bit like too clean.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah.
I've never been a fan of that. So one of my big influences, me being in New York, it's just like Brooklyn, just like the urban grit, and I want to like maintain that. Um, but just like having a very like down to earth depiction, like some of that's probably not that far from here. Um,
Mm,
the main premise is that I have my main character, Saki, which to basically say the conflict, her her father was childhood friends with this other guy, and they were both like really good with like tech stuff.
mm-hmm.
Um so the dad, like, obviously, is the quote unquote good guy that just wants to like make stuff, for like the betterment of like the people around him and potentially mankind. They're both like incredibly smart people. But his friend, um, was like a bit like more weak, and he hates that. He hates inferiority. So
Mm-hmm.
um, instead of like using like his advancements to like help people, he frames it as that when he like gets bigger as he gets older and like makes his own company. But in reality, it's just like a very like evil, unethical company. And what they're trying to pioneer is like bridging the gap between like humans and androids. By just like having um I don't know if I develop it. I'm torn between like having it like as a vaccine that like internally like repairs like your insides, or
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, no problem, or by no just like having people be like stitched together like just like shoving robot parts into them. It's a being like upgraded humans of the future and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is with these parts, it's under siege from companies, so they're basically giving away their individuality and just being like fucking tools. um and that's what it means, on blank slate. So through some like real shady unethical shit, um when this guy just becomes like completely like irredeemable, he upon like the first guy like catching whiff that, hey, this shit is starting to be a bit unethical. um he rounds up the guy's daughter Saki in order
Mm-hmm.
to be like the first test subject. um and right before it is quote unquote like activated, he uh ends up just like shutting the shit down, but then he also gets like killed like right in front of her eyes. um so the whole thing is basically just like her navigating just like a gritty world. Like she basically like has amnesia and she has to get used to like her new body and just trying to find the secrets of like where her parents are. And then I want her um I wanted to team up with I've like her quote unquote sidekick that she'd be meeting, Solomon, who was like a former gangster. Well, not the gangster sounds cool. Just more like a scrappy gang member. I have this whole origin story planned out. But basically, they just be like traveling around, like making friends, making enemies. Over time, Saki's body like is changing, and I want to have like a gimmick where like if she is under like intense like emotional stress, like her eyes like glow like a different color, and like uh, you seen Comrade Akuga and how he
Uh,
like changes
I,
different colors?
I am aware of Kamen Rider Kuga.
Yeah, so like that,
Mm.
with the powers and shit. And I know, I'm basically doing like a lot of like expository shit and not like actually uh showing the visuals.
Yeah, yeah, no, I
um,
got.
I actually did finish. Uh, like let me. Let me paste this. So that's like the current design I have for both Saki and Solomon. And I can definitely tell. And I can definitely tell you Solomon's backstory if you're interested, because it also intersects with the origin of another character. So I'd have like 3 characters like laid out at the moment. So it's Saki, it's Solomon, and it's actually really hard to have like a generic white name.
Mike, John.
I think the thing with William. So
yeah,
I have like a more detailed write up that I can like send to you like one of these days. But basically,
yeah, sure.
Solomon has always been like a nice guy, but he also wanted to like make a name for himself. And he felt like in order to do that, he would have to join like a local gang. The thing is, you know, he's kind of shit at it. And
Okay.
yeah. And he's not really taken seriously. And, you know, he always like tries to like slide like a bit of help to like these people. Like if they like shake down somebody, he just like probably like slides them like a couple sacks of cash as like sort of an apology. And you know, for a while, um, like this goes like directly on the radar, but then like people would start figuring out other gangs try to no, they're trying to say that, you know, they're going soft on people now, and obviously they're furious. And it gets to a point where the mob boss and Solomon are having like a really intense stare down. Um and no, Solomon just like takes like a G and he's just like, hey, like I've got no regrets. You know, if shaking down bad people, that's one thing. But shaking down just like regular old like grandmas in the street, that's another. I ain't down for that. But then, because like other gangs, oh, wait, fuck, I think I skipped a little bit. The, the main point is that this guy Will was a member of a rival gang, and when Solomon sees him on the streets, you know, he doesn't fight him. No, like he personally doesn't have any beef with him. So I'm like, hey, you know, like whatever. Like this is my off hours. Like let's go get a pizza. But his mob boss sees them, and that's one of the many reasons why they're having to stand down. Then, out of nowhere, the rival boss would just like burst in with his gang, and then no, he has a gun loaded, and then just like right in front, when they're about to just like annihilate the building, out of nowhere, Solomon just like takes a bullet for the mob boss, while like everything else, no, like Will calls 911 and everything. Um, and I guess like that, like just like sets the dynamic because because Saki in the story is obviously going to be like, a blank slate protagonist, just so like, we have someone that's experiencing this urban world with the protagonist. Solomon would be like the guy who like knows all the underground people, knows all the hookups and shit. The thing is, Solomon and Will both have the same but still different ideals with justice. And Will, seeing like all this trauma, um, he ends up trying to go just hangs up all the gang shit and he's just trying to go to the Popo. And he's yeah. So
Right.
and the thing is, he's not taken seriously at all, but he tries to stick it through because like he feels like it's more the right thing to do. Now, obviously, I want him to go through like I want to have like an arc where he just goes through like villain, like reluctant, like he helps like Saki and Salma on the side, like once he like recognize and gets reacquainted with them. But then I just want to get like this one peak, this is the one like final push where he realizes that hey, the police force is funding the police force is being funded by like the evil corporation that is making like all these robotic monsters go haywire and killed Saki's mother. No, so that's enough to make him just fully reject it. He's not like an outright hero, but he's still like reaffirming his values for his own self, and that's kind of like the arc that I want him to have. And just like everything else, it's it sounds fragmented, and I get it, but believe it or not, I end up having to rewrite like a lot of this initial premise because when I saw Kipo on Netflix for the first time, I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I didn't even watch this before, but this did like a lot of my ideas better than me. And but yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. But
what? Go on.
yeah. No, I was just about to ask, like, if you could make any sense of that whole word soup. What questions did you have?
What's what is this gonna be? Like a cartoon or a comic or what is it? What is it exactly?
Like, I would want it to be a show, but that's mainly because like I don't know the first thing about properly making comics. And like I know your video, make it a fucking comic. I'm down for anything to just like get these characters out there. I do have like a actual Google Doc where I just like list ideas and for 2021 I want to like do like a turnaround for at least like one of my characters like this. But once I actually get better for the writing part, like I wouldn't be opposed to doing a comic. Like no, like to say that. But the end goal is animation, yes.
Okay. So it's like we follow like a plot, right? Like we're going through
Yeah.
It's not episodic, right? It's like very plot heavy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it's like who are we like? We're like following Saki, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Like it seemed like you explained like a lot of like the side characters, I guess, and it's like yeah,
right.
But like I was
like
Saki like related to all that. Like what does Saki do that's involved with like all that stuff you just mentioned?
Okay, so that's admittedly my bad. Like if this were a show, the whole Solomon dynamic would be like more of like an origin episode. Like that would be like its own episode. But in terms of Saki, so like she's obviously like the daughter of the dad, who like quote unquote helped make the company that again I'm bad with names, I haven't made everyone out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy who made like the evil company. So the fact that she like isn't like quote unquote under control makes her a red target because like she could like expose the company, she could potentially ally like other humans or androids against him, because I want to be like a company that like kind of has their holds like everything in society, like media, obviously the police, etc., etc. No, definitely not like the world we're living in. Am I right?
No, this is a pure fantasy. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, wink, wink.
Yeah.
But like Saki herself, she's very headstrong, very violent. I guess like to have like a word to build off her personality would be like more of like a rough and tumble tomboy. No, she can definitely like scrape her way out of a fight. She's been that way since she's a kid.
Is she like a cyborg? What is she?
You know what? Yeah. Cyborg would be a good word to describe her.
She's like just kind of reminds you a little bit like a battle angel.
See, it's funny that you mentioned that because I remember when my library like years ago when they closed, they were just like giving away books, and one of them was an Alita Battle Angel, and I guess I like really internalized that despite me not reading it often. Like
Oh
when I
yeah.
first got it, I loved it, obviously, but but yeah, when I was like drawing this character in high school, I was really set on her like having like an actual like robot arm, like fucking S Cryed, if you ever seen that. Um
I'm aware of it. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah, the main character, he's got like a you know what? Yeah, yeah, that I want to like kind of like emulate that energy. Like hot blooded, a cool fucking robot arm wants to get into fights and shit.
Mhm.
Um the thing is though, because of the fact that she's like seemed like a freak, no, for like having these like weird powers. No one else, to her knowledge, is like her. So she's like very like jaded and mostly distant in like the long while that she's like roaming around the urban landscape of like nowhere we would call home, not really like having uh an identity. But she still has a urge to like save people. So ideally I'd want her to like accidentally like run to Solomon and just like save him from like some uh fucking like SWAT bots or whatever the
Would
fuck.
would it be like episode one?
Yeah, yeah.
Because like I imagine you're following mostly Saki and Solomon, right? Like they're the duo that we're following with, right? And with episode
Yeah,
one, it's like them meeting and each other's introduction, right?
right. I would say like episode 1 would be like just an introduction to like the main plot. Saki's a character. A bit further on, then we get like Solomon at the cross pass. He joins up. And, like the main premise would just be just like going around um no, just like the urban landscape, no, finding friends and enemies along the way, getting more people to join the cause and learn just how this company is no evil. And Saki finding mysteries about her identity, her powers, and her parents. No, that would just be like a more general premise, if that
It's,
makes
it's
sense.
probably like yeah, it's probably like what end goal, kind of like this is the character's one piece, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
And I should say, like a lot of characters that I have, at least at the moment, are like I
I,
kind of oh, you were gonna say something?
I'm wondering, like, I don't know, like what I don't what separates this from like a Battle Angel Alita, you know, or like a Kipo, you know? Because like I guess then that would make Battle Angel and Kipo very similar, right? And like, but
Right.
they're very different too, right? Like they have their own thing kind of going for them, and
Yeah.
like you're like what like is what you're describing like an action show? Is it about always like physically fighting someone, or is it like a mystery thing? Like what exactly is like the thing that's really going on here in your show? You know, like what's yeah, like
I
what's going on? You know.
I would want there to be action, but that wouldn't be a focus. Like I wouldn't want people to as much of a Toku nerd as I am, I wouldn't want people to come to strictly for the fight scenes. Know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If
If
anything,
that's the case, then you gotta have like I don't know. You have to make the characters very worthwhile to kind of like watch, right?
right.
Yeah, or the bigger, wider story just that interesting to watch. You know, you need. Hmm, I don't know.
I
How long do you imagine it's been?
um like so far, um let's see. Like so far, I think at least like 2 seasons because like I would want ideally it's not a long runner. Like this is a definitive ending.
Mhm,
But I would want ideally like the season 1 finale to be like a big confrontation between like Saki and the evil guy. You know,
mhm,
because like she's like lunging at him, and she's about to like lose her humanity because I want to have like a real like berserk like android form where it's like she's about to like lunge out. You have like metal protrusions coming out of her arms. And then she like emotionally breaks for a second. Like she hesitates, like having like the guy in a chokehold when she reveals that both her parents are still alive. And then just like boom. And then just like the cliffhanger.
Okay.
But
Like, does she think her parents are dead at the beginning, or?
yeah, because no, she has like amnesia. Because that was like the whole thing. With like the whole quote unquote operation. Like she was not like a mindless drone of the villain, but she has like no memory of her past life. No, and I want like over the course of the show, just like we slowly, not only just like getting more powers, but like slowly like regaining like what it means to be human. Um, I'm over explaining something that's basically Cyborg 009. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You gotta like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I get wanting to like explain all these like little things, but at the same, like, I don't know. There's like when you talk about these things, you want to like, when do you imagine you like, are you going to animate? Like, I don't know. If I were you, I would kind of like focus on like what I would want this to be actually,
Yeah.
like cartoon. Like, what are you making, like a pilot? Are you like, I don't know, because pilots like fucking they take a minute. Long Gone Gulch was like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there were more than one person, right?
Right.
Yeah, like, I mean, the thing about a comic is that like you don't have to really like comics to make comics. I guess it's just it's the accessibility of it, because you can just do it. Like, I mean, if this is like a story you want people to like really like fucking read, if this is a story you want people to read now, I recommend just making a comic, right? Or if
Yeah.
I mean, if this is like, oh no, this is like the big animated series I want to make when everything just right in place, it's like, well, I mean, I don't know, who knows when that's gonna be, and it's like,
Right.
do you want to stick with an idea you came up with like back in like high school? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have journals from like high school and middle school where I wrote down like story ideas, but like majority of those I like put aside. Like, I mean, I think like Villainverse was like an idea I came up with back in October of 2019,
That's
right?
impressive. Damn.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, like, or maybe if you do want to just set this aside, I would recommend doing something smaller just to kind of test the waters.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's like a billion other things. You don't have to hone your focus on just one idea, especially if it's like, I don't know how long ago high school was for you, but like, I don't know, it could be.
Almost 5 years ago.
Yeah,
But if
I
it
guess with me too.
yeah. If it makes any difference, I didn't really until like last year, I didn't really like try to like get this into like a formative identity. Like for years it was just I kept drawing who would later be known as Saki. Just like I kept like overhauling that design, like trying to like make it a bit better. And like I'm still trying to like improve it honestly. Because I want to like be able to like simplify it but still make it look cool. No, not like over design it.
No, I feel it. I
And
feel it.
in fact, like with the picture I did post, like I'll I wish I had a way
To show it
to
on stream.
yeah, without like fucking I'll find a way. But for you, like from a character design perspective, like do you have like any input on like what I have?
Let me see. Um, she's like supposed to be like a cyborg, right? Or
Yeah.
something. She looks like, I don't know. She looks a little too human. Hmm.
Oh yeah, forgot to explain. This makes more sense in the older reference I have. I'll pull that up too. But
Hmm.
there's like a little like a like a battery meter like on her right arm. No, that obviously like juts out. And no, ideally you just like tap that and then I would actually need to like do some action poses so I can actually like show on the metal protrusions. But that's why she like wears like the big coat to like obviously like hide that, you know. And you were talking about like influences, like what sets us apart. And I think like the setting would, because like they're like we need um like we need more like urban stuff. We need more stuff with like
I mean, I agree.
protagonists in the 20 somethings. And the music is actually like a big part. Not only do I want to do like um like I'll do like a fucking like bunch of genres. But it's mainly centered on like like the just like underwrite stuff with like anime music is just like vastly uninstilling and possibly offensive. But I have been listening to a lot of just like types of music from Japanese artists, like jazz, rap, and in addition to like more traditional like old school hip hop, um, and kind of like techno stuff. Like if I like showed my music playlist, I think that would probably communicate better the vibe I want for this than my than my actual shit. Like that would be hilarious. But I feel like something with that unique vibe, uh, and again, just like being a future thing, but not really like uh, a glitz and glamour utopia, but some of it's still like grounded in reality. Some of it still reminds people who are growing up in similar urban landscapes of something they can call home. And of course, obviously, if I'm making a protagonist like Asian American, like I obviously want to like do that well, so I'd have to like do some research.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, I mean, the best recommendation is like if you're going to make a comic that's new, like do it on some cartoon character, something goofy, because then you don't have to really keep track of like something's ethnicity or nationality, you know?
Right,
Uh,
right.
yeah. But or just you make the character black. You're black, right?
Yeah, I'm black.
All right, cool. Just double
I,
check.
I love how you said that. Like, oh, I
Black,
hope
right?
he's black.
Like Cash, I know you always draw your avatar like a regular black guy, but you're black, right? You're not larping as like a black person, right?
that would be fucking nuts.
That would
Oh
be
yeah.
fucking but yeah, if I were you, I would really like try to figure out what is this exactly, like, because it sounds like you have something there. Oh, cool. I just saw
Yeah.
that.
So that's like an older reference, and I'm gonna post the image that I showed you like on stream. But yeah, you continue talking.
I mean, if I were you, I would really try to figure out what exactly you want this is. You know, is this like a comic? Is this like a pilot? Is this just a little bunch of animations you're gonna make? Like, this is just, you gotta really know what this is, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And I would really focus on that. Also, like, you know what a log line is?
No, I don't actually.
Oh
What
man, oof.
oh
Oh, now you're in trouble.
what's
No,
up?
a log line is like it's usually like a 2 sentence description of like any story. Like, think of
Like
it
an
like,
elevator pitch.
yeah, like an elevator pitch basically, right? Like fuck, God, I remember I had it like the perfect ass like log line. All right, there's an episode of there's an episode of Development Meeting where they have a Psychic Pebbles and Michael Cusack on, right, as like guests, right?
Yeah.
And there's a part where like they're giving advice to this one guy who pitches, and his thing is like his story's like all over the place. Like there's no real focus or anything, right? And then Zach tells him like, can you just give us the log line, right? And then the guys are like, well, my story doesn't have like, it's a story without a log line. It's all like, then Zach says every story has a log line, which is true. Every story has like a log line, right? Like
Right.
the example he gives is like, look, like what's like the elevator pitch for Breaking Bad? It's Ned Flanders becomes Scarface, right? Like, there you go. And that sounds super fucking interesting, right? That's what you kind of gotta like do. Like I mean, I did that too when I was when I did an internship at IDW. Do you know who IDW is?
Oh yeah. I remember you talking about that in one of your podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Thank you. But for the audience who don't know, IDW is it's a comic company that mostly does like other bigger companies comics. Like they're the ones who publish like Transformers and My Little Pony comics for Hasbro, right?
And the Sonic comic.
Oh yeah, they do the Sonic comic now. Yeah. So anyway, that being said, like when I was an intern there, I tried to pitch something too, and it didn't get fucking approved, right? That doesn't matter, but it was a learning experience. That being said, like mine had a log line. Like you need like a log line for your pitch. Like you usually put it at the top, like right under the title, right? And that's how they kind of had it back in old like golden age Hollywood times. They would have like a bunch of scripts, and they would like pull a script out and right in the front in the cover of the script it would have the log line, right? So they're thinking like, oh, this sounds interesting, right? Let's make this into a movie, right?
Right.
Yeah. So like I feel like that's what you need. Like you need to really figure out what this is exactly, and also you need like a log line. And I noticed you're getting better at like art.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see. It looks like you are improving from like these two different drawings that you showed me. That being said, and this might be a cliche, this might be a big ass cliche for me to tell you, but studying anatomy is really fucking helpful.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because like there was because once you like know anatomy pretty well, and then like after that you could probably jump very easily into understanding just like the shapes of bodies, right? And once you have a good grasp of shapes, you're fucking almost good to go. Well, you can just start now if you don't want to. Here's the thing, like my kind of like little like fucking catchphrase is like, oh, make a comic, right? If you notice, I never say make a good comic because like I don't want you to make a good comic. Like there's no guarantee your comic is going to be good. Just make a comic. That's all that matters, because once you make one comic, you know you can make another one, and most likely the other one's going to be better. Hopefully, you know, that's like the goal, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what you need. I think that's what like you need to like kind of figure out. Also, another big advice: don't become a cartoon YouTuber. Never do that. Quit now. No. Quit now before you become too popular and this becomes your main source of income, and then you can't stop doing it and you'll be trapped.
Yeah.
I'm fighting with you. But it's like really like, you know, it's fucking it's like, what do you want to do, you know, with your life, you know?
Oh wait, what do I want to do with YouTube?
I mean, no, what like it's all about knowing what you kind of want. What do you really want to do with your life, you know?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like saying that, you know, I'm not like asking, right?
Right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because like obviously like I don't want to like do this quote unquote like for the money. Like obviously it would be nice, but I don't expect that YouTube be like my main source of income. I just wanted to just like have an excuse to like hyperfixate on shit, but like, you know, if I'm talking to someone, you know, I'm just gonna bore them to tears. But if I'm making a video, then it'll likely find its way to someone who'll be like, oh man, this guy's spitting fire. And of course, just like a lot of like really niche topics that like just haven't been explored. Because it's like of course like Pan now, just to use an obvious example, is able to just like do stuff out of the ordinary, like talk about like OG Xbox shit. But like now, like I've always been like a person, like I know I'm in like the quote unquote cartoon community, but I just want to talk about whatever. I've had an initial D retrospective plan since like last year. I have like some Toonami content due for next month. I got in touch with Kyle Carosa.
Cool.
Yeah. Because he actually worked on like a bunch of those again.
Oh yeah, I know
games. Yeah,
I'm aware of Kyle Carosa.
Shit's nuts. You know, it's very funny when everything just like goes full circle. Because I was watching this dude's like Flash. Remember he did like one Flash thing making fun of 4Kids, and I'm like, no, just like Ian with Knockforce. I'm like, oh shit, that dude got a show, nice. But yeah, I just want to do stuff about whatever, and I'll just keep going until I run out of ideas. This is really just all an exercise with me just trying to get better with my voice, because I used to like fucking hate my voice. I still kind of do, but like I'm on a podcast, and I never would have imagined I was gonna be doing this. Well, making my own podcast, I never would imagine me like doing that. Like even like a year ago. So hey, I'm doing progress.
Yeah, I'm conceited. I fucking love my voice. I re-listen to like all the podcasts I've been on just to see how I sound, you know. So like double check, right? And I noticed a little fucking quirks with myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna tell you? Yeah, I think yeah, you just need to also blank slate. I don't know. I'd workshop that name a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like I feel like that could be applied to like I feel like anything could be called blank slate. Like nothing, no offense, dude, but like
none taken.
Yeah. I think yeah. But besides that, I think no, it seems like you have a lot of good ideas. You just gotta
Thank you.
You just gotta hone in on like I feel like you got your heart in the right place and everything. I just feel like you just gotta hone in on the thing, you know, specifically, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I get that too with the whole like thinking of all these like I think I mean like thinking into the all extended like bigger picture, what's going on with every single individual character in your story, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's kind of how Villainverse started. Too, because I don't know if you ever heard the story of like how I came up with the idea for Villainverse.
I haven't, but do tell.
Okay, so I told this on like 5 other podcasts, and I'm gonna say it again. But anyway, so back in October 2019, there was a you know like Inktober, right? And there's like different types of there's different types of Inktober's you could do, right? And there's one by this one guy called Craig Gleason, and he did something called the Bad Guys Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like this like list of all these like original characters he came up with, and they're all these like wacky bad guys, right? And every day in the month you would draw a different bad guy, and he would really encourage people to kind of like redesign the bad guys, right? To just make them however they want. You just gotta use the name for inspiration, right? That being said, I was doing that because, I mean, for the longest time, I was already a fan of Craig Gleason, and I always wanted to do the Bad Guys Club, and I had enough free time this year to do it, right?
Right.
And every time I would draw a new bad guy and I would redesign it, I would kind of give it my own story, right? Like, oh, if this guy had a story, it would be this, right? And that way, I kind of like managed to like patch together like this idea for a story. And originally, it was like a Bad Guys Club fan fiction. Like Villainverse was going to be like a Bad Guys Club fan fiction, right? Mm-hmm. But then I realized like, why should I give him? Why should I like? I don't know, because I was going to try to pitch it to Craig Gleason as a cool idea, but then it's like I don't know. Why would I? Why should I let someone else use this good idea? Why don't I just use it on myself? So so I went back and like a couple of the characters were redesigned enough. But some of them, like, I had to make them more legally distinct, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, Bad Guys Club literally becomes into Villainverse, right? And then, and I was originally just gonna do like one chapter because I only had the idea for the first chapter. But then in the same week, I figured out how the ending would be. Like, oh, this would be a cool ending for this story, right? And I'm like, okay, I know how it starts, I know how it ends. And I'm like, I don't really know what happened in the middle, so I'm just still going to do one chapter. But then I realized, like thinking more about the ending, I kind of like worked my way backwards, right? Like, oh, I mean, that to get to that ending, all this stuff would have to happen, right? So I came up with all these like crazy things that happen in the middle that would lead up to that big ending, right? And then I realized that I had like this skeleton of an outline for the comic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shit, I could just make this now. It wouldn't even be that long, right? Like I could do it like under 2 years maybe. And yeah, so I jumped into it, and I had like the prologue released back in January of 2020. Started with fucking amazing ass year too. But
Yeah.
that being said, yeah, that's I came up with it, and like so, like I know everything that's gonna happen in Villainverse, except for the very specific details, you know.
Right.
Right. I like to keep those like kind of vague, just to kind of keep like I know what's gonna happen, but like I keep myself entertained by not knowing like the specifics of what's gonna happen. Right.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I keep myself entertained while I make the comic. You know, like I want it. Like I know how Villainverse ends, but I want to see how Villainverse ends. You know. You get me? Like you get what I'm coming from?
Oh no, completely, completely.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, like
Yeah.
after this, like I would still be down. If I can either like find my Google Doc or just like in the future, just like um, just like bounce ideas off of you. Like
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
so
Of
down for
course.
that.
Yeah. Dude.
Hell yeah.
I like looking all over. Like I mean, I like it when like friends like show me like any comics or any things they have, so I could just look over it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Um, like I don't even know if like I do want to get to a point where like other like comic artists come to me for not advice, but to like figure out how to like structure something. Like a fan, like this is a fantasy of mine. Like, Cheesy, you're such a fucking genius. I need your advice. I'm like, all right, well, here I am.
All
Uh,
right, peon. Let me look at your
all right,
pitch.
let me look at you plebes. See if you can come up to the fucking master. But anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, earlier you mentioned like music. That reminds me that I actually have something called the Villainverse Energy playlist, and
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
fire.
yeah, it's a look. I'll just link it right here in the chat, well, in the
Sure.
little Discord chat. But it's basically like a collection of like just like clips and videos and trailers that I feel like have Villainverse energy. You know, like things would kind of sound like that. Like, maybe there'll be music like this in Villainverse, or maybe like things would be presented like this. You know, like I have like the trailer for Ball Masters in there. I also have like that one scene from Mad Max Fury Road where they're like first chasing down the big like water tank. You know.
Ah, that's thick.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of my favorite videos in there is from the movie Hobo with a Shotgun. You ever seen that movie?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it myself, but that
It
name, I've definitely heard of it.
it ain't too bad. I think the movie gets good. Like 30 minutes into the movie is when it gets good. But
Uh-huh.
one of my favorite scenes in that movie is that kind of like out of nowhere, the main villain hires like these two supernatural like bounty hunters
Uh-huh.
to like break into a hospital and like capture our hero. And they're called the Plague. And when they step into like the hospital, they fucking start slicing everybody there. And they're basically they're like weird, like kind of like Jason Voorhees type creatures that like are also bounty hunters, and like they're just so like kind of extra in the way they kill people, because like one of them is in the front and he's just like slicing people and like handicapping them,
Uh-huh.
and the other one behind him has like this like kind of weird harpoon and noose gun,
Mhm.
where like he has like a noose around a harpoon and he ties like people's necks to to the
Oh.
and then he harpoons the ceiling, and it's kind of like a gun that hangs people for him. And it's fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, that's Villainverse, bro. That's Villainverse right there.
That sounds fucking nuts. I'm looking this shit up right now. This is going in my queue. Shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I just have just anything that I feel like little musical numbers. I have things from like kind of edgy, gory stuff, but I also have like a lot of like silly stuff too.
Mhm.
Um, I have that one scene from Lego. You ever seen the Lego Batman movie?
I've only seen the first Lego movie. I haven't seen Lego Batman movie yet.
Oh, it's the best Batman movie ever made, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking when I say that. Like, unironically,
Holy shit, really?
it's my favorite Batman movie. Like, way better than The Dark Knight or Tim Burton's Batman. I'll say that, like, straight up.
That is a damn spicy take.
I'll say it. Fuck it, dude. That's the best Batman movie ever made. I'll say it.
Wow.
And there's a scene in that movie where Joker starts like listing off like all the villains, and he starts getting into the more sillier, wackier villains, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, are these even real villains, right? And like that's very Villainverse, you know. Have you read Villainverse? Now that I'm
Uh,
wondering, not to put you on blast, but
no. I'm sorry. I'm just always trapped in editing hell. Like if I can be honest, like the only reason this is like a bit of a sidetrack, but when I upload a MyScoop video, it wasn't originally meant to drop the same day as Tariq's. I just was so tired of looking at my editing bay. I just made time to draw because I'm sick of staring at Vegas because it's putting my skills it make my drawing skills deteriorate. I can feel it. It's like fuck it. And then I made that picture that I like linked in chat. The one stocking solo. And obviously it paid off.
oh yeah,
So I gotta brag. I definitely wanna like find a way to like make like my pictures seem like more like finalized. Like even if it's just like white with just like a square as a background, I just want to find a way to like make it look like good. Know what I mean?
yeah. No, I get you. And that
Yeah,
takes, you know, a lot of dedication, time.
right. Cause man, cause like I've been like me myself, like I'm trying to like really determine like what I can do in terms of like an industry job. Like at the moment with when it comes to like information I'm getting, uh my production system might be like the most ideal job for me to get like
Oh, cool.
somewhere. Yeah. Like I have like a lot of resources. Just that like one, using them is a trip, and two, like talking to the bigger YouTube peeps, that's whatever. Uh being in a space where like I'm around like industry artists or just like a bunch of artists that are like 20 times better than you. No, that's what gives me the hives because like I feel like I'm either gonna say something stupid or like people aren't gonna take me seriously until I can draw good. So
Mhm.
it bums me out. And sometimes it is in my head immediately, but you still kind of feel that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. It's
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's kind of tough sometimes. I mean, here's why. Like, I think that my cheesy cast, like, because you know about the cheesy cast, right?
Uh, oh, of course I know about the cheesy cast on your YouTube channel. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that's kind of why I did the cheesy cast. It kind of like built these kind of connections, I guess, a little bit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, like I managed to get pretty like decent ass connections. You know, I met like artists that I was fans of back when I was a kid. You know, um,
That's fire, honestly.
yeah, it's very fucking helpful. Like I'm planning to also get bigger people on the artist too. I've been trying for a minute. I've been trying to get you know who Thomas Perkins is? Thomas,
Thomas Perkins.
he's
That sounds familiar. What do he make? What do he make?
he was like one of the character designers on the original Ben 10.
Oh shit! Damn,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I've been trying to get him. I mean, he says he's down, but like what it's like I gotta like he has an actual fucking job, right?
Right.
I ain't paying him, so like whenever he's available, I don't really feel too bad if he fucking ghosts me or whatever. But
Yeah.
here's his Twitter, but he follows me now, which is cool. I really fucking dig that.
Yeah, that is
Um,
fire. God damn.
yeah, actually, I was a fan of like all of his because he would always do like little cool little anime like superhero crossover pictures on DeviantArt, and then later I found out, oh wait, this guy actually works on TV shows, right? Yeah,
Wow.
I've been trying to get him on for like a minute. Eventually, hopefully, like later down the line. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, right now I'm kind of like there's like people I want to talk to, and there's people I want to get on because I know if I get them on, it'll be kind of like it'll get a lot of eyes on me, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I won't spoil who I'm going to try to get on next, but
Oh
We'll
no,
see
that's
how it
completely
goes.
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it. To be honest, and this is kind of, well, I mean, it's not actually going to video, so it's whatever. But like, obviously, you've heard of Magic Girl Friendship Squad, which
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to do a whole big ass video. And you know what? Yeah. Call me the founder of the Magical Girl Defense Force. Fuck it. But I was just like so uh I was just like so petty. I was basically gonna say, "Hey, I fucking added the creator and just like told her, hey, if there's like any like questions that I can ask you, just like feel free." And while that didn't happen, I did get someone who worked on the show to clear up a lot of those questions anyway. So hey,
Oh,
that's
cool.
something. That's something. That's a connection I got in the bag.
No, that'll be interesting. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of people out there who would be very fucking interested in hearing someone's take that wasn't on the show. You know.
Yeah. Like, I was able to get, like, a lot of, like, clarification, when it comes to, like, how it's animated, when, like, some stuff is hand drawn, some stuff is tweened, in
Hmm.
Adobe Animate. And then, I find out that fucking, like, Chakra X, who did, like, Sonic X Nazo Unleashed, is, like, actually, like, a really good animator and, like, did shit on the show. I think he did, like, a lot of, like, the more fluid action sequences. I'm like, "Of course! He did Sonic X Nazo Unleashed!" That
That
was my geek
sounds
out.
that sounds familiar. What is that? Is that the one with like the weird like silver colored hedgehog?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Damn. Well, can't
Oh,
let
man.
can't let your dreams become memes. You know.
Nah, that's, like, mad inspiring, honestly. Because, like, even, like, back then, and it was, like, obviously, like, a template of just, like, the DBZ movies, but, like, no one else was doing shit like that. And
Hmm.
I kept up with him over the years, he has, like, actual talent too. And I
Hmm.
think he's trying to do either a reboot or revival of like trying to reanimate that thing from scratch, but obviously, no, he's fucking in gets the job now. It's low priority. But I remember even like the one clip that he put, so good. Like I can't wait. Honestly, like man,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's
That's
always
that's cool.
really good.
That's so fucking cool. Like seeing an internet person, especially if they're like a meme person, like become fucking big and shit. You know,
Yeah.
like Tyson Hess making that one like nipples the echidna comic, and now he's like just involved in Sonic, right? It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's the quote unquote Sonic Man now.
Like that's
And
oh god, that's my dream. I don't want to become the Sonic man. I want to become the clown man. Like when people think clowns, they think of me. That's the fucking. I've been sleeping on my clown shenanigans recently, but this year, ooh, they're coming back with a vengeance. You'll see.
Man, I am down to clown. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a couple of like ideas. I got a couple of shit I want to do, but I don't want to. I can't. I'll tell you in private.
Oh, for
I
sure.
don't want to say it like right now and jinx myself from not doing it.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of person that like when you say you're gonna do something, you end up not doing it because then you just lose the energy to do it or something?
I used to, but now that I have like an actual list of stuff that I want to do, the guilt just hangs. And sometimes I just like guilt trip myself into like taking care of shit.
Yeah. I feel it. There's this good ass video on YouTube called how an artist turns pro. And
Hmm.
I always try to listen to that video like once in a while because I like how it reinforces a lot of stuff I already believe in. But besides that, it like talks about something called resistance, and it's kind of like
Uh-huh.
this. It's like this feeling you get when you want you're gonna do something, but then resistance happens, and you're like I kind of don't really want to do this, right?
Right.
And like a lot of reasons, and there's like a lot of everyone for a lot of people, it happens in different ways, but but that would happen to me. Like when I was younger, I would feel it like every time, right? And I remember someone saying how like, oh, when you talk about all the shit you want to do, it kind of gives like your brain the same serotonin you would get from just doing it, so you don't really feel like doing it.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry to cut you off. I
Yeah.
disagree because I know for a fact that Super D had said something very similar. I think he even tweeted it. That's why I uh kind of try to like keep like a lot of like big stuff, even if it's YouTube related, like under wraps. Like I don't like publicly tweet a lot of stuff. Like I'll talk about stuff with my friends, YouTube related, but like I don't like have like big announcements for things anymore.
Mhm. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so here's the thing. Here's something I learned about myself. I've gotten to the point where I could just fucking break right through resistance, Where
Nice.
because I could now talk about the shit I want to do and just do it. I mean, a lot of things I just kind of did. Like maybe like even, you know what? Actually, I think right after I finished the Bad Guys Club, uh, like challenge thing. I think the very next day I was already posting like concept art for how the villain is gonna look like. So like I guess people were kind of like
That's
beforehand.
fire. Like
Yeah.
I need your work ethic. God damn.
Because because I just had like a lot of shit like already in mind, and also to tell you the truth, like I've been wanting to do a fan fiction about the Bad Guys Club way before I even actually drew it. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, no, I posted like villain concept art on like Halloween in October. Yeah, very like
Nuts.
early, like a very early like villain design. There's one. It's on. Hold up, I'll link it here in the chat. But it
Oh
was on,
hell yeah.
Instagram. Okay, yeah. Also, that's the video too. By the way, the one you just posted.
Good.
Yeah. Um.
I'm keeping that for myself. Shit.
Yeah, I like that video. The rest of his videos on his channel, they're all right. They're not like they're
Uh-huh.
okay. But I think that's like a really good video. That Fuck, what was I talking about? Yeah, I mean, now I can talk about everything I want to do, and I'm fully confident that I'll do it, right? Because
Yeah.
I just fucking eroded resistance so fucking well. Um, but enough for other people. Like, if they don't want to, like, they just don't talk about it. They just do it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Fuck, what were we talking about? I forgot.
I I mean we're just like general just discussing like podcasts and art shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
and also, to be honest, this is uh in general it's just like a very loose podcast, honestly.
I feel
Uh
it. I think I remember you wanted to. You mentioned something about adoptables. I think at the start,
um
maybe.
yeah, like in general, like I'm just like impressed with your work ethic because it's just like well not just a work ethic, but just like how you're able to just like do characters like just like that. Because like when it comes to like roles and animation, that's what I was torn with between like character design and storyboarding. But like I cannot fucking storyboard. uh
I think it's all you gotta do is know what you like, you know?
mhm.
Or like kinda like grasp like the energy of a character and then you could like kinda replicate that,
Yeah.
right? Like 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 I guess for example, like Luffy from like One Piece is just like Goku, right? Yeah, like but they look nothing alike, but it's Goku, right?
Yeah,
So
basically.
yeah, so if like because like I think Oda, like I don't know what was his thought process, but here's my guess is that he knew what he liked about Goku, right? Like he like he knew at the core what he liked about Goku and he just replicated that. Right? And that's how you could like still come up with like a character that's like the same but just looks different, you know?
Uh-huh.
And and that's kind of like with me, like I feel like I'm pretty decent at kind of like catching like the kind of like the cores of characters and replicating that.
Yeah.
Like or or just fucking like yeah, just also kind of knowing what you like about specific character design. Also like understanding like silhouettes is pretty good too. I feel like I'm really good at silhouettes.
Yeah.
Like I think the all the majority of like all the majority of the big players in like Villainverse have really strong silhouettes. Um Like the villain is like 90% a silhouette. Like his whole outfit is like just black, right? You have to have a good grasp of silhouettes to like do that. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, not to like jerk myself off, but yeah, I think I'm pretty good at that. I think I'm
I'm,
slowly getting better at color too.
oh, for sure. And like, hey, like, do it all you want. This is your episode.
Uh,
um,
but
I'm merely like running out of steam, honestly. Like the Zach conversation is great. But we also have been like doing it for 2 hours.
oh yeah,
Um
well, like I mean,
time flies when you're having fun. So like
true that. I mean, I was planning to stay for like another 45 minutes, maybe. Unless you're all like, I don't know if you got any more questions for me. Is there anything else you want to know? Um,
um let's see. Oh, well, we were just talking about silhouettes and like so this is a thing I've had with Saki. So obviously, as you guys can see in the chat, like the drawing I have on one side is obviously like from like summer 2020, and this I just like finished today. Um, and I know like a lot of people seem to like that like that initial haircut.
yeah,
But the thing is, like, not only do I not know like how it like translates like different like head angles, like 3/4, like completely behind. I don't know. Would it even be possible?
I feel like it. I feel like it could be.
Hmm.
Hmm. I think when I draw a hair, I don't like. I do it in like a shape. I don't like put too much detail in a hair. I think I mostly try to keep hair just like shape. You know.
Right.
There's probably a way to like figure it out. You need to like really think about like 3D kind of like modeling kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't need to 3D model it, but like I feel like I wouldn't. Not to brag, but like, um, but I feel like you could probably figure it out. It shouldn't be too much, or you can just do the Mickey Mouse thing where like, depending, doesn't matter which angle you're looking at, the hair is the same. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the route I was thinking of, but my head kind of hurt just thinking about it. So,
It's
so I
not.
just figured, yeah, to just be easier, to just like design a haircut that still gives off the vibes, but it's also like a bit more realistic.
I mean, it's depending how you go. I know, like for example, like when I made Bongo and Luna, like Bongo's hair is kind of really fucking annoying to keep track of. So when
Yeah.
you look at her from the side, I kind of bullshit the angle of how her hair lines up because fuck, because who cares? But also, it doesn't look bad as long as like you could bullshit something as long as it just looks good ultimately. And
Right.
I remember also, I think Craig McCracken had like style guides for the Powerpuff Girls, and he had like very specific rules of like when the girls are looking in the front, make sure you don't fucking draw their eyes like like it's in the front, it's like just in the front of their face because then they look like fucking cyclopses. You got to draw their eyes like you got to draw their eyes this way when you draw them from the side because like sure it's not probably not accurate, but like it looks way better than looking like a fucking cyclops, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's like fine, as long as you're like okay with like bullshitting it just for it to look good, you know. You have full control of this art, you know. You should make do whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Although, you know, like if you're trying to tell like a realistic story, you know, consistency is key. But you know, there's a bunch of like very realistic, like hardcore mature stories that have very cartoon art styles, you know. But it's,
Right.
it's up to you. You know, I have faith you'll make the right choice.
Thank you. Like
Yeah.
come from someone like you that like has everything down pat, so to speak. No, it generally does mean a lot.
No, of course. I mean, also like it's like the most I can do is just like I mean, I can't like fucking go in your brain, you know, and like, oh yeah, do this, man, do this, my guy. You know, like the most I can do
Right.
is like, oh, it seems like you get it, so I have faith you'll understand. When the moment comes, you'll know, or you
Oh
won't.
yeah, yeah.
No, and it'll just be a learning experience, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I might not get it today, but I can get it tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you. Also, another thing that I kind of like making like just comics is like you kind of gotta like sometimes accept if a panel looks bad. Like, okay, this looks bad, but whatever. Because like, I think my main priority above all anything else is just to have Villainverse done. That's about it. And
Right.
sure, it might not look like the best, but it's probably just gonna look. I feel like I have a strong feeling it's gonna look a little bit better each time, right?
Right.
Whether I'm conscious about it or not, I just feel like that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to say you have it like completely under your belt, because that perfectionism seeps into just like yeah, video and art, because like I keep wanting this next one to be a banger, but I'm like, sometimes, fuck it, you get in the stream.
I mean, no, I feel it. I feel it. I mean, that's why, like, I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like podcast, like for me, because if you go on the Cheesy Cast channel, there's a bunch of like podcasts that aren't related with the Cheesy Cast, but I kind of just do those as a hobby, right?
Yeah.
I like watching a movie and then talking about it with friends. Like I have we have I'm starting this one series. Like it's not too serious. There isn't no schedule to it, but it's called the unofficial Toku Cast, and we talk
Yeah.
about like Toku films, just but not like not like anything too mainstream. Like maybe something a little bit out there and whatnot, or stuff you haven't heard of, right? And
Okay.
that's just mostly an excuse to hang out with friends, really. Right.
Yeah, like the first episode of this damn podcast is just me, just chatting it up with people from college,
No, I feel
Ain't no shame. Ain't
I
no shame.
feel it. Yeah, I rather like. There's so many times where like, oh, I would like to do a video talking about like my favorite comics or whatnot, a real in depth video. But at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't mind just doing a podcast about it because that's just way easier.
Oh yeah, videoing fucking sucks.
Oh, oh yeah, I feel it. There's only a handful of things I would want to edit, but like I don't know when the fucking time comes,
There's way
whatever.
more lap between drawing and editing for me than I initially thought, because it's like before I was like, oh man, I'd never be able to do that. But now I'm just like frustrated because like I know I can do stuff like that. It's hard, but it's possible. And that's
Oh
what frustrates me even more. But it's almost like trick myself to work out of spite. Just like prove to myself I can do it. It's
oh, I feel
hilarious.
you. Doing
Yeah.
stuff out of spite isn't a bad thing. Bongo and Luna was made out of spite.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I remember I used to hang out with this one group of friends that we would film stuff together, right? And
Uh-huh.
I would joke a lot about having like a clown fetish. Like I would always bring it up as a joke, right? I mean, I do have it, but I think it'd be funny if I just say it as a joke. Anyway, that being said, one of my friends like told his girlfriend about me and the clown fetish, and then he told me like, "Hey, I told my girlfriend about the clown fetish, and she said, 'Wow, can you tell him to stop?'" And then I'm like, that kind of made me a little bit mad. I'm like, "Bitch, what? First of all, I don't know you. All right, so you don't tell me. First of all,
You come to my home.
don't tell me to stop with my clown fetish because that's just gonna want to make me do it more." And then I'm thinking like, all right, you know what? Because I know like this guy, he's a friend of mine. He follows me on social media, so whatever I post, she's gonna see it through him, right? So I kept making like Bongo and Luna comics on Instagram, right? Just to kind of like annoy her, like fuck her.
Oh my god.
And then my friend, I told my friend like about that. Like I told him like, hey, I kind of made this out of spite for your girl, and he thought it was the funniest shit. And he's like, and it's so funny because he said that he didn't know that, but when I would drop a new comic, he would go up to his girlfriend and be like, "Oh, a new Cheesymanfredo comic. Let's read this one." just to get at her. And that's kind of like why like if you read Bongo Luna, the first initial like comics are kind of very horny, but then like slowly over the course of the story it becomes less and less horny. But that being said, yeah, and I did Bongo Luna for almost 2 years. Yeah.
That's pretty admirable, honestly.
And yeah, that was a weekly comic too.
Oh my god.
And like, for the first half, it was 2 updates a week, and then
Jeez.
once my day job required more hours, I assumed to one week, and then like once my Patreon was just plateauing and it just wasn't getting any bigger, I changed up, and here I am with Villainverse. I haven't the Patreon is still kind of like plateaued for me, but at least I've like made up a lot of the money for like physical comic sales, Yeah, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, but
But yeah, and obviously, like, you're a type person that I feel like we could just like go on for hours. But I'm just gonna put a cap on it for here and just say that you have been a really great guest and also very understanding with actually getting this podcast like off the ground.
Yeah, of course.
And let me just say, like, any other time that you want to drop by here, you're more than welcome.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I would love to. Hopefully we can figure out the fucking audio issue by then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll figure it out next time. But I do want to come back on. What's up? I'll probably watch more cartoons, but I don't fucking know. Bro, I'm busy. Bro, I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not a cartoon. I'm not a YouTube cartoon guy. I got kids to feed. I know I don't, but yeah, I got one kid to feed. Me, I'm the kid.
Burger King big kid.
Big kid. Yeah, these Happy Meals ain't gonna pay for themselves,
But nah, that's fine. As long as you're watching my videos, then fuck everyone else.
Yeah, watch Cash Cam. He's they call him the Black Pan Peaks.
You know what? It's funny because like amongst my fucking like normie ass friends, it's basically my mantra. And then over a while, they're calling Mars Dad, which I never saw. To be
really
honest.
I would call Tunerific maybe at this point. maybe I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like if I feel like knowing how shit is with like racial politics, if a black YouTuber was saying a lot of the shit that like Pan would say, they'd probably be made fun of more than Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I want a Goth GF. Like, if like a black YouTuber said that, I think they'd get shit on more than Pan.
See, that's exactly why I'm glad when I had that phase. Well, not really a phase. I still kind of have like a little bit. But like that was before I had a channel. Though, like for April Fools, and I'll tell you this idea off the stream. But I have an idea that will probably like similarly get me flack, but like I am past the point of caring. Honestly, the world is ending. So I lost the ability to give a shit. Okay, I'm not gonna get fucking canceled for this. Just like fuck it. We'll talk about moms. We'll talk about fucking cartoon moms. Whatever.
Yeah, you should. You could live. You know what? You should live stream yourself doing the mom tier list if you want.
See, it's funny you mention that because I think like the other people I'm talking to are gonna like do their own stream for it. So I'm gonna be hopping in on that.
Yeah. And also when you do it, please give a shout out to Sporktownhero for creating the list.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. She'll appreciate it a lot.
All right. But before we head off, is there aside from read Villainverse?
Read Villainverse. Just look it up. It's free to read on like Tumblr. There's a Tumblr for it, but you could also buy it on Gumroad, itch.io. I think a third place I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, it's free to read. It's out there. It's or read that or read Bongo Luna or just follow me on Twitter. You know the deal. You know how it is. Or just go watch the Cheesy Cast.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Like if you like me, you're like him. So definitely give the Cheesy Cast some subs.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Hey man, if fucking schmuck like me can get like 1K, like you can do whatever. And YouTube isn't even your main hustle, so it's like, hey.
You have 1K? I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, I've been KashCast. You have been
Cheesymanfredo.
And this has been another episode. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at cash_cash or cashed art. Make sure to listen on whatever your favorite streaming service or podcast is. We're on everything. Anchor's good like that. And just take care, stay safe, wear a mask, and love and peace always.